welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded, but I'm back now, so hopefully I'll be able to get a few more videos out. Today I'm going over the Space Marine flyers, so that would be the Stormraven and Stormtalon gunships and the Stormhawk interceptor. As normal, I'll look at their stats, the weapon options, and any useful things that you can use them for. Flyers in 9th edition tend to be quite high points values because they've got a lot of movement, so you're paying quite a premium for that. They also tend to mount quite a few weapons, and some of these have a lot of weapons on them, but you get things with a lot more firepower that are a lot cheaper. For example, a repulsor is about the same price as a Stormraven gunship, but you get so much more firepower. So all of these flyers have the same abilities. They have -1 to hit when they're flying, and they can't be charged by any unit that doesn't have the fly keyword. They've also got supersonic movement, which means they must move a minimum of 20 inches, and they can only turn up to 90 degrees at the start of their movement. This can make movement pretty complicated, and sometimes you'll be forced to fly them off the board, but in that case they can be put into strategic reserves and they can come on again at the end of any subsequent turn. They also have the hover ability. This reduces their maximum movement to 20 inches, so they can just stand still. In the case of the Stormraven, maybe they could disembark troops. They do lose several abilities, including the hard to hit and supersonic. I'll start off by looking at the Stormhawk interceptor. As you can see, it's got a very fast movement of 60 inches, only a 6 up weapon skill, 3 up ballistic skill, strength 6, toughness 7, 10 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership of 8 and a 3 up save. The movement degrades from 60 to 45 to 30, with the minimum staying at 20. The ballistic skill goes from 4 up to 5 ups, and the attacks, which shouldn't really matter, go from 3 to D3 to just 1 attack. The weapons you can choose on this are an Icarus storm cannon, which is for free. That's kind of like an auto cannon, although it does get a few more shots, and it gets +1 to hit for targeting other flyers. Or you can take a Stormtalon, the 24-inch twin-shot las cannon. It also has the choice of a Skyhammer missile launcher, which again is good for taking out aircraft, or you can take 2 heavy bolters for 10 extra points, or a Typhoon missile launcher for 20. Of these, I think the heavy bolters are very good, but if you want that anti-tank punch, you're going to need to pay for the Typhoon missile launcher. Included in the points cost are the 2 assault cannons and the Infernum Halo launcher. This gives it +1 to its saving throw against attacks made by other aircraft units. Next, I'll look at the Stormtalon gunship. This one's cheaper at only 165 points, and you get a twin assault cannon included for that. Slightly slower though, with 50-inch movement going down to 40 and 30, with pretty much the same stats except it is toughness 6 instead of toughness 7. I've already mentioned the assault cannon, which is the main weapon under the chin there, but it can also take a Skyhammer missile launcher. Again, this isn't so good. Or 2 heavy bolters, good for taking out infantry, although the assault cannon does that quite well. Or you can take 2 las cannons or a Typhoon missile launcher. The Stormhawk interceptor doesn't have the option for the las cannons, and I think it's missing out because I'd always take the las cannons on this, unless I was going up against an entirely horde army. Next, I'll look at the Stormraven gunship. This one is a lot bigger than the others. You can see it's 310 points. It has a movement of only 45, weapon skill 6+ as normal, and ballistic skill going down from 3+. It's strength 8 and toughness 7, with 14 wounds, 6 attacks, and a 3 up save. It has two Stormstrike missile launchers which are included in the price. These are 72-inch range, strength 8, minus 3 AP and flat 3 damage, each one firing one shot per turn. So these are pretty good for taking out tanks or heavy infantry, and it has two places where you can select weapons. The first turret has the choice of a twin assault cannon, twin plasma cannon or a twin las cannon for 10 extra points, and the second has a twin heavy bolter, a typhoon missile launcher for 10 points or a twin multi-melter for 20 points. You also have the option for two hurricane bolters, which would put you up an extra 30 points in total. I'd definitely take the hurricane bolters unless you're going against an army like Imperial Knights where they really won't be useful. And my favourites are the twin assault cannon, twin las cannon or twin multi-melter on the other weapons. So my conclusions on this, I'm going to give all of these flyers a 5 out of 10 except the Stormhawk Interceptor, which will be a 6 out of 10. I think the Stormhawk is the most playable given that it's toughness 7, fast and also has a good amount of weapons. The Stormraven has a transport capacity, but that's not really going to be useful, seeing as things have to get out before a move, and being able to drop units across the board is fine, but then they'll be completely unsupported, so your entire enemy army can just focus on destroying them. I think all of these flyers are quite overpriced for what they do. That long movement is what most of the points are going into, and they can't control objectives, so that's not why they're expensive. I don't think they're very practical in tournaments, but my personal opinion is that they are quite fun to play. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this. And if you did enjoy it, then please subscribe, and see you next time.